Hello and welcome to the Elevate Show. My name is Mikali Mary, and every Wednesday evening we're here to make sure we are having conversations that probably ukonjem na chuchuchuchu amuyonge loudly. There's no proper information around it. This is the space where we do all of that. And with me every single Wednesday evening is Benjamin Zulu. Karibu sana, Benjamin.
Nice to meet again.
Nice to meet you as well. You look really sharp, by the way.
Thank you. And you too.
Thank
I like
you.
the vibe.
Thank you. Kuna mtu amesema, if we raid your closet, we can be millionaires in this Nairobi. There's no lie to that. Karibu sana.
Asante.
And a round of applause to my amazing audience. Jipigie makofi. Today, we are at Karibu Inn along Waiyaki Way, and we are having a very interesting conversation. And I know, Zulu, in your world, this comes up quite a bit.
Yes.
I show up and I'm just like, I don't know. Nyota ndio kitu sina.
You're right.
Yeah, gentlemen, ama your boyfriends, because we're talking about addicted toxic relationships. You know, how does this happen? Why do we stay? What are some of the things that are happening behind the scenes, consciously, subconsciously? Is it an addiction? What am I attracting? Is it me? Or is it them? What's going on there?
I think the first thing we need to remember is we underrate how much families shape us.
Okay.
We really don't give enough importance to what you grew up seeing, breathing in, normalizing, so that if you grew up with a parent, a mom or a dad who condoned toxicity, that for you is not toxic. It's life.
It's life.
So you say it rains everywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
That is all I know.
You know, just endure.
Yes.
I'm believing it will get better.
Mom did.
You know?
Yeah.
So the first influence is a home that was chaotic and it was swept under. Out there, this is family secret. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And we act like that's how life is. That's one reason we accommodate. The second reason we accommodate is when you don't have enough self-awareness and self-esteem to ask for a healthy, peaceful thing. If we think we can't get any better, we are too old, there is no people, or I'm already here, it's already too far. We stay on. We stay on because we don't believe we can get anything better. Another reason we stay on is because we have never been by ourselves to know whether there are options in this world.
Okay.
The moment you skip single season, you will continue to take poisoned water because you don't know whether healthy water exists. Poisoned love because you don't know whether there's anything better out there.
Yeah.
This season of being by yourself, looking at life, evaluating life, choosing, making decisions, setting your own constitution, so to speak. As for me, this goes, this doesn't go. As for me, I rather be alone rather than. If you don't have those bare minimums, you will be tossed back and forth by your toxic relationships. When we say addicted, we don't mean you enjoy it. We just mean you are helpless. So attracting bad people is natural to everybody who is resourceful. Okay. When you look good, you attract people who don't have anything for you except to feed on you, to cause you chaos, to just want you to support them. But attracting is not the problem. It's entertaining that's the problem.
Okay.
We all attract chaotic, toxic, narcissistic people.
Okay.
It's the access, it's letting them in, it's letting them stay, it's inability to hold a boundary. A lady sent me a screenshot of a very simple conversation. Okay. They started talking within a week, talking stage with the guy. And the guy asked, what is the likelihood of them having sex? And the lady said 0%.
Good stuff.
She simply wrote one answer, 0%.
Yeah.
The man wrote 20 paragraphs ranting. Ranting. That I was giving her a chance. I thought we are mature, we are serious. You need to hold only one boundary. And the toxic people will scream and yell and throw tantrums. Out there, curse you out. You know. So when you know what you want, they come, but you don't let them in.
Yeah.
They knock the door, but you don't let them in. So the problem is not what we entertain. The problem is not what we attract. Who comes to our door? Who tries to marry you, to love you, to get with you? It's not them trying. It's you the moment you see, this is not the energy I want.
Yeah.
And you say no. A person who wants to be with you for 50 years, for life, wouldn't be focused on sleeping with you out there.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
be
true.
focusing on taking you home.
Yeah.
They'll be focusing on you, getting you to themselves. A person who wants me for the leader of the home, the father of her children, the name by which the family is named. When you look at a man, you see a package that you want, the energy, the vibe. You see the warmth, the care. You cannot tell him, unless you finance my mother's uplifting of the house. If you don't send me enough salon money, I'm not marrying you. You will never put conditions, silly conditions for sleeping. If you don't sleep with me, I'm not marrying you. If you don't give this kind of... By the time people put those conditions, they were chasing you for that benefit. That's why they are so upset about it. So it's not the attracting. It's not that they show up in our life. It's when we recognize it, we don't say no to it.
Oh my goodness. So, I know you're very careful with this word,
Yes.
toxic.
Yes.
You're very, very careful. We don't throw it around carelessly. But I'd just like to understand, what does that look like? Nitajuaje indio hiyo ni mbaya ama iko sababu pengine niligrow nikiona tu venye umesema. I grew up seeing it. I'm not so sure what I feel about it, and you don't see everything. Then you get into the real world, you're seeing different things, and you think, oh, maybe this is better because, I mean, the punch is not coming. I'm just getting hash words back. But
Yes.
how do we know, as a person who's trying to do better for themselves, how do we know that this is toxic?
Another word is unhealthy.
Unhealthy.
And another word is harmful. And another word is retrogressive.
Okay.
Some people don't kick you, but they just stop you from progressing.
That's true.
From growing.
Yes.
From reaching forward. From moving forward. From associating with friends. From dreaming. From being happy. From
Yeah.
being connected. They cut out your relationships. They want to isolate you. They leech your money. You can date one woman and she moves you from up here to down there.
Yeah.
And men are also the same, but I'm using women because women date the wrong men for the money. And men date the wrong women for the cake. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yes,
it's
yes.
usually that kind of barter trade.
Yeah.
It takes an extraordinary level of foolishness for a woman to waste her life with a man who is not giving her money. Honestly, if you're going to waste your life, waste it for money, for something, isn't it?
If you're gonna waste it, if you're gonna waste it.
I'm not encouraging you to marry toxic people, but if you marry a toxic one,
Yeah, akuwe tajiri.
have something to say, you know. So
Yeah.
the right word is what is taking you backwards, what is
Okay.
stopping you from growing.
Okay.
A lot of men, a lot of princes, men who would have otherwise been princes, the best governors, best CEOs, best leaders in our society, they waste their essence on a woman who was so pretty,
Yeah.
so irresistible,
Yes.
but she was also an emotional volcano. The worst nightmare for a man is to deal with a screaming woman. So the moment we notice a beautiful Mwikali there doing so beautiful, so pretty, a gentleman who is awakened, who is aware, not these boys who are just emotional. They first know the next 2 red flags to check
Yes.
with Mwikali is she emotionally regulated when she's upset?
Yes.
Or will she shut down for 3 months? Or will she explode on me? One video was showing a guy being harassed at the airport by the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Scream, you're a loser, screaming at him, just embarrassing him in the airport, in public space. Or the next thing is, does this woman have principles? Does she have boundaries with the opposite sex? Or is she entertaining attention? Some women really need pampering from many men, and you are not enough.
Okay.
You should be the to lead the pack, but there are others pampering her. So you are the honorary husband. You are the official guy.
Yes.
But the others, you should
Yeah.
not put too many boundaries. She needs to do nightclubs or bikini photos or nude, anything to just get sexual attention from men.
Okay.
So men usually check those 2 other red flags. So the first thing to check, if you suspect, is this healthy for me or is it not healthy for me? You're going to check, is it gradually asking you to compromise? And as a man, I don't want my woman to say, I'm the most understanding guy. That's not a good comment.
Okay.
They usually say that to say
Yes.
you're the most easy to tolerate, to compromise. I should be understanding, but I have my own boundaries. You are my woman, and there's a kind of attention that belongs to me alone. So you don't have to say, this guy, I saw one writing compliment. You know, I know I'm crazy, but this guy tames my demons. Do you want to tame demons? I'm trying to marry a healthy, so that's toxic. So you
Yeah.
know it's toxic when you begin to compromise you more and more, and usually not sudden. If it was sudden, you run away. It's
Yeah.
gradual. Yes.
Okay, and that leads us, and I love that you've set the precedence for this conversation, because it leads us to having our guest come here and share her story. She's 36 years old, Jane Muthoni. Let's give her a round of applause.
Download ODBets app na unaweza kujishindia hadi 50,000 bob kila siku.
Did you know Progressive Credit offers tailor-made loan products that will suit your needs, from logbook loans, business loans, salary loans, agribusiness loans, asset financing, LPO financing, landlord loans, and school development loan secured by a car logbook or title deed? Call 0700 600 900 or SMS loan to 23083. Taking every step with you. Progressive Credit is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
We are embarking on a groundbreaking journey. A journey to secure the future of the great Maasai Maa Nation. From the vast plains of Kajiado to the heart of Narok, through Nakuru, Baringo, Laikipia, Samburu, and Marsabit counties. One voice, one nation. Let's unite to be counted for our social, economic, and political development. This historic event unfolds in AT Village, Sajiloni, Kajiado County, from sunrise to sunset. The voices of the Maa Nation will rise. Their struggles, their triumphs, their solutions unveiled. Catch it live on NTV on 3rd April 2025 from 2 to 4 p.m.
Town Express! 20, town! What's your town? Bado hijajaa dereva tumegine 7.
Kwani wazako si ungekulia kweli? Hizo umetoka wapi? Mimi sitaki mahindi leo.
Wewe unanichia mkate.
Siagushi mkate fubi.
Wewe ongea bado usikuje mkate yangu.
Usishike hivi.
Wazako kulia uko mbali na mimi. Siki na kulamiwa ni wewe.
Donda, gari imejana bado unasema watu waingie. Tuambie ndare hapo apunguze wimbo. Niongee na kama hapa.
Hakuna volume inapunguzwa hapa. Kama unataka kuendesha gari yako, enda dial *570#, option ya 3. Watu wanaendesha magari hapa nje na wewe bado unapiga nyenyenye kwa matatu.
Option 3,
unalipa ama unasuka?
Comfort yako iko kwa *570#, option 3, Master Tenio moja safi, reliable, modern safety and security features. Cheza mara kadhaa ujaze entry tickets zako kwenye draw ili uimarishe uwezo wa kushinda. Mshindi tunamtangaza 27th of April na gari tutakufikishia.
Umeme unaenda ama wewe?
mimi sindi na madri nishainuka na *570#.
Inuka na Tenio kwa *570#, option 3.
Asante.
Raila and with the Ruto, they have staged a civilian coup against the Constitution of Kenya.
We choose to stand on the side of the people of Kenya.
Eugene Wamalwa, miss me with that.
You don't buy it at all?
Not one bit.
Ruto alikuja, kasema Raila nisaidie.
We are going to deal with the criminals that are hiding into the border through registration, through self-monitoring, and see who is around us.
President William Ruto's roadside declarations are just becoming a very unhinged way to have conversations, to be a leader. And I'm just saying, miss me with that.
Fixing the Nation, one conversation at a time on NTV, Nation FM, on YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram. We are live everywhere. We are building a community of fixers. Please join us. It's Eric Latif, Mariam Bishar, and Janet Bogwa.
Defending was once Italy's greatest strength, the key to their tremendous success at international tournaments. But in recent times, the Azzurri have been leaking goals, keeping just one clean sheet since the start of last year's European Championship. And during a two-legged Nations League quarter-final tie against Germany, Italy's vulnerability at the back was there for all to see.
Are you ready?
Lete kingari nikusetia kifua. Niko na dem, mwenye kuna dem pia. Masa flani ikifika na wachangamkia. After scene kabaridi sezi nkatulia.
Tunakubali. Gateka.
kila mtu.
Cash crop za Nyandarua ni mawaru.
Only on NTV.
The Trend, brought to you by Betika na Community.
I was about 7 years old when I left my father's house to look after the cattle. In the evening, on my way home, a snake bit me and it lingered on my leg.
This newly introduced program, the AI, is mainly to identify the snake species that are living in South Sudan. It also helps in identifying the venomous snakes and non-venomous snakes.
This innovation will greatly improve treatment outcomes and reduce fatalities associated with snake bites.
If we manage to create this momentum, this dynamic, I think we could really export it, let's say, to copy-paste it or to adapt it to other countries.
Welcome back to the Elevate Show. Today we're talking about addicted to toxic relationships, why we stay and how to break free. That's our topic. And our question of the day is, why do you think people stay in toxic relationships even when they know it's unhealthy for them? I'm going to say that again. Why do you think people stay in toxic relationships even when they know that those relationships are unhealthy for them? So you can share your answer with us on social media, NTV Kenya, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on X as well. And the hashtag to use is hashtag NTV Elevate. Go ahead and share your sentiments, your answers to our question of the day. Just before the break, Zulu went ahead and told us what it is when we say toxic, and we can use other words like unhealthy, anakurudisha nyuma. Is it harmful for you? You know, and if you think you're there, then this is the conversation for you. And we have Jane Mudhoni, 36 years old, who's joined us here. Karibu sana, Jane.
Thank you very much.
Yani umetravel, unajua safari umechukua leo, sio ya mchezo, so we highly appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Yes, I've traveled all the way from Kirinyaga.
Yes.
Yes, and I think I made it right on time.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. We highly appreciate that, and the courage to come and share your story as well. Maybe we can start at the beginning. Okay. I think around what? Maybe a little bit of your background, like the family you come from, just before we get to 18 years old, where your story now really begins.
I come from a family of 3. I'm the last born from my mom's side.
Okay.
My father's side.
Okay.
I'm the last born from my mom's side. We are three of us. I think my parents separated early enough when I was young, and I think the journey ever since their separation wasn't as beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. I lost my dad, passed on last year, mid last year. May he rest in peace. And our relationship with him wasn't that, how do I put it? Wasn't that close.
Ah, okay. So it was a bit distant.
Yes.
Okay.
Given that the whatever happened between him and my mom, like he made it an overall cause, like nisisi wote
nimekosana na mom lakini nyinyi kama collateral damage.
Exactly. So
okay. all right.
Yeah, so that was it. And I think but now the families from the paternal side was so much for us, regardless of whatever happened. Walitupenda tu.
They were constantly there for you,
checking
as a
up
family.
on us, not doing so much, but at least checking up on us.
Were cut off.
Exactly.
Okay, so you went through school, Vizuri, until Form 4.
Yes, until Form 4. And okay, I wouldn't say ni kama kawaida, but I happened to meet with someone. It was someone who was known.
You knew him before?
Okay, alikuwa ni kama ile we talk of family friends.
Ah, okay.
So he wasn't as old. He was, I think, by then he was 25 years.
How old were you?
I was only 18.
Okay.
I had just done my Form 4. And one thing happened and I was pregnant. Actually, I didn't know I was pregnant until it was 3 months old.
So you missed your menses and then it hit you. What's wrong?
Yeah, kuna ile inakuanga kawaida sometimes unapata you miss your menses ukiwa, okay, I don't know, ama ukiwa high school.
Yes.
Irregular menses.
Yes.
So when it happened, I didn't know I was pregnant until like after 3 months. And when I got to know I was pregnant, ndio mtihani ilikuwa inakuja kutokea. That time ilikuwa inatokea, I think, around February.
Yes.
But by then my mom alikuwa amepanga like I join Form 5, but sasa nitumie results za mocks.
Okay.
Then here I'm pregnant. I think I'm her favorite. Kuna ile to I'm the last born. And I really disappointed her when I got pregnant.
Okay.
I really, really disappointed her. You know what I did? When I got to know I was pregnant, I wrote her like a letter, full scabs kama tatu, za A4.
Wow.
Explained everything, then I ran away.
Oh, you didn't hand the letter?
I left it somewhere penye najua lazima
ataiona. Ukatoroka ukaenda wapi?
I went and I stayed at a place with my friend, but then ilikuwa so close to the guy, so I could, once in a while we could meet and all that. Yeah.
Did you tell the guy?
Yes.
Okay.
For him, I don't know, he was excited.
Okay.
About
it. Okay.
And I don't know, like a few weeks after nimetoroka nyumbani, he changed.
Okay.
I don't know whether because he knew like nimetoroka home, so hata whatever huyu hakuna mahali anaweza enda sasa.
Hana fallback plan, alitoroka.
Exactly.
So ni mimi ndio nini?
Yes.
Okay.
And at like any little provocation, the guy would beat the hell out of me. Like he would beat, this is on a ball. He would beat me so badly until ikiwa around 6 to 7 months nikakuwa na some complications. I had to book a gyna until nikabukiwa like ikiwa high risk.
Okay.
So I went, nikafika to term, nikaenda CS. Immediately after my CS, he came and picked me from hospital. And he never took me to my friend's place. He took me to his place.
Okay.
But what he did, he came later in the evening, alikuja na dem, ukiwa walevi, wakalala, akamleta alale kwa kiti. Mimi si niko na mtoi, ako like 2 weeks. Mtoi ako 2 weeks, so you can imagine.
Umetoka, you've been discharged today. He's taken you to his house, and he's come with another woman.
Yes.
Na uko hapo na mtoto wake.
Exactly.
Ulifanya?
I wanted to know, of course. I think by then I was too young or naive or something.
Yeah.
And I wasn't so exposed to a lot.
Okay.
And I grew up in a would I say in a good whatever. So when they slept or whatever, and I didn't sleep. Actually, I sat the whole night with my baby. And when the lady left, like very early in the morning, I wanted to know like what was that about?
Yeah.
Jesus alinichapa, and then you see the wood was only 2 weeks. Alinichapa, then
ikakatika.
Yeah,
ikafunguka rather.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I still didn't. I never left. I never went home.
You stayed?
Yes, I stayed on.
Okay.
Until I couldn't take it anymore.
Okay.
That is after a while, I couldn't take it anymore. You know what? My mom still took me back.
Okay.
Yeah, she still took me back when I went home. And I decided to keep myself busy. I would go to do some courses here and there, classes, everything. And she still wanted to see me grow. And I took a break from dating, everything. I took a break of like 3 years.
Okay. Okay.
And then I thought, I tried, and I couldn't bring myself to date again. So cutting it short, I think around 2015, now I got to another relationship with another guy now.
Okay.
2016 we moved in, and I got pregnant.
Okay.
I got a baby around 2017.
How
But now
was
you
the pregnancy
see,
period with this guy?
the same thing that happened in the first pregnancy.
The violence.
Exactly.
When you're pregnant this time for the second baby.
Yes, you see, like when we were dating, the guy was so good. You see, wale unasema ni malaika, like yule mpaka
God sent.
I know, wale unasema ngaye this, unampost unasema God sent.
Yeah.
I don't know, there was no God.
Yes, you are poor, by the way. Uh-huh.
I don't know. You see, when we were dating, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was. Ile anakuuliza, hey, why would even a guy beat a woman
like you, pretty?
You know, why would anyone like hit you? Kumbe ni rehearsal.
Wow.
And it happened. Hey, bana, alikuwa ananichapa, like he would even ile anakukanyaga the belly.
And you're pregnant?
Yes, it would step on my belly. And see, one day I decided to go tell his mom and the grandma. And you know what they told me? Mwanamke ni kujikaza. Mwanamke ni kuvumilia, you know, kujikaza. And for a moment, I never told my family, like I was shielding. You see, shielding him. Ile, like, you know, I might forgive. Ile unasema, you don't go telling your family about your man.
Yes, yes.
You might forgive him.
Na
but your
wao
family,
hawata.
yeah. And the guy would beat me with just
unaitafuta hapa hiyo kitu.
Yes. How to imagine? I had seen something like that. I think there were those tables.
Oh, zile nini?
Yes.
They have a name. I don't know. Nimesahau.
And he would beat me, like, you know, he would beat ile unachapo unashanga. You know, unakutana na punda and you are like, we share the same. And the feeling is mutual. Punda vile anachapa na wewe, like,
what would cause the fights? Kulikongana nini, alikuwa anangoja ufanye kitu ama ilikuwa tu randomly today I'm in a bad mood?
No, he would go out, drink. Okay. Stay out for like 3 days. Come back. When he's coming back, he would expect me to be jovial, like karibu sana, umefika. You see,
hey, the emperor.
I know, right? The king himself. But now you see, I'm a human being.
Yeah.
I would be so tired. To an extent, I got into serious depression.
Okay.
To an extent, I was using some antidepressants. I won't name them.
Okay.
And I decided one day I want to do something. I felt so tired, you know, tired. This guy would go out. He had money that time, so he would go out, spend his money. I don't know, once he's drunk, some of those women he was drinking with would have his phone and call me. Exactly, and tell me things, you know. And one day I was like, the guy wasn't home for days. My kid, the small one, had developed some ulcers at 2 years. She had ulcers, yes. The other one was in boarding, and she would tell the teachers, you know, vile yeye alikuwa na confide in one teacher, like, hey, mi wogopa nikiwa shule, like mi uka nikishtuka because sijui kanda pata mama kiwa ameshakufa, ameshauliwa. And that would it would break me. My people would, like my family, one of my aunts, I love her so much, should make it her own initiative. Anachukua sistangu, my sister amefight, my sister-in-law, wanakusa kuambia mom what is happening. Wanakuja wananiambia tunaenda, wananibeba twende, naambia wanasema usibebe anything, we twende, ingia kwa gari twende. And I would go, and then my sister made fun of it on Sunday, ati tunafanya hiyo kazi yote, tumekuja tumechapana, alafu tunakuona kwa gari mkiwa mmepita.
Ulirudi bila kuambia.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would always go back.
Yeah.
Kept on going back.
At what point did you say enough is enough?
You see what happened? You see these people, Mr. Benjamin Zulu talked about the toxic, retrogressive people who would, ukienda tu kuinuka kidogo, they will have a string on you. Wanakuacha upande, but then there's that string iko pale chini, they always
pull you back.
Na ile nini unaanguka nayo, like from there down, ni strong. And every time he would do bad thing, angenichapa, fanya. I have scars, bad scars, yes, on my back everywhere. Sometimes nakanga hivi nikiwa nimelala nasikia mahali pameniuma, nasema hapo hiyo ni ngumi. Hapo ni penye ngumi ilipitia, ama hapo ni penye kijiti fulani, hapo ni penye mateke ilipitia, you see?
Yeah.
And he would always spoil me. Yule mtu anakufanya hivi, anakuja anakupeleka out.
After ameshaku.
Yes, atakupeleka out, atakutreat, atakufanya
vitu poa.
Exactly. And until siku moja nilikaa hivi, after I attempted suicide, nikakaa hivi, and I woke up from hospital, and my daughter, the small one, alikuwa ana bleed kwa mguu. Sikujua alifanya nini. Apparently naambiwa alijikata, sijui alijikata na wembe or something. She had to be stitched. Kastitchwa mguu, and she was so young. You see, her having ulcers at her age.
Yeah.
The other one, ikakuwa
constantly worried in school about
exactly.
you.
My mom kukuwa sickly. Every time ningempigia simu alikuwa, hata ikuwa ni simu mzuri, should always be worried. Until I couldn't anymore, so I decided to move.
Okay.
But I decided to move when I was still there.
Okay.
So that when I moved out, nothing could get me back.
So what do you mean by moving out while you're still there? Is it buying things for the new house?
Psychologically.
Oh, psychologically you checked out.
Exactly.
Okay.
I decided I've moved out so many times.
Okay.
Nimeenda sana, narudi, nimeenda sana. What can I do, like, from here? I need to make a decision. It's not nilisikia kama I was selfish. You see, so many people were affected by the whole thing. You see, keeping on going back. Nikakuwa ni kama niko na trauma bonds or something, trauma bonding or something. Nikaamua I'm leaving. And when I left, that day I was to leave, he came back. Okay. And again the guy bit me. Ndio nilikuwa natafuta hiyo kitu. He bit me, alinichapa mpaka ile singepumua. People had to come in. Alikuwa na some influence from some influence. So he came, ilikuwa ni polisi walikuja kuniokoa. People had to call some police because one, he almost killed me. He strangled me. He had a knife on me. He had that thing on me. One of my ribs was damaged. I couldn't breathe. So when I decided to move with my clothes and everything, sistangu by then walikuwa shafika and my sister-in-law. And you know what? He hired some goons.
He did what?
Yes, he hired some goons, paid them, and asked them to burn everything that was in that vehicle. They had already started doing it, but you see now the police were there. Police walikuja on time. And they would even like walikuwa narusha mpaka mawe kwa polisi. And it was a lot. So when I moved out, the whole thing ilianza 5 jioni nilimake ko move around 3 a.m. And everything was to be taken to the police station. So after 2 days, I had to go back to the police station. Nikaambiwa nipeleke kesi. But you see, they wanted me to have a case with someone. Mwenye wamekuja wamemchukua na gari usiku, like wanataka niende kwa station ni report. But again, wanampe the VIP treatment, you know. Tunde naye kwa station. How safe will I be? I decided I don't want any case. I'm okay. And that's how I'm doing with my kids, alone with my kids. Sahi, my daughter amemaliza Form 4 last year. She's 17 years. Yay. Yes, she's 17 and she'll be joining campus. The other one is in grade 3, naitwa Misha and Abigail. Okay. Yes.
Whew. Let's give her a round of applause. That was very courageous and brave. You went through it all in one sitting. And I'd see Benjamin nodding and celebrating you, being broken with you. Yeah. It was a whole emotional turmoil for you. And I don't know what you have to say before we go on a break, Zulu.
I think all of us should be alarmed when a child is fatherless and they're also clueless about the world. This girl was, and she glossed over that. They separated early in life. You know, we think it's just life, eh? We don't think about how it affects us personally. And Jane was an easy prey for people playing father. To act like, I care about you, you're beautiful, you have potential. You know, if you meet an 18-year-old or 17 or whatever, that young, who has not grown with a father and they have not been validated by a dad, they are prone to any validation by a man. We say in psychology that it's not the mirror that tells the girl that she's beautiful, it's the dad. So if there's no dad to tell her that she's beautiful, anybody saying it, whether they're faking it or they're just trying to corner her, she will melt under that. And she did not even know that sex can lead to pregnancy. She's surprised by the pregnancy. Yet she already sowed the seeds that bring pregnancy. Just to say, I think it's the starting, the foundation where she lost it, where parents separated, and it did not click that I need to do something on myself, otherwise I'll become a victim. I need to heal, I need to work on it, and take time by myself. It's not okay not to have a father. This generation is obsessed with, I am the father and the mother. You know, women who are doing a lot, and they're really saying, I'm everything, you know, and you're not allowed to act like we are not enough. Hey, you mean I have not sacrificed everything for you? You know, the lack of a father leaves you prone because you lacked father's love. Let's start there so that we can secure ourselves. Yes.
I want us to take a very quick commercial break. When we come, I have some questions for you, Zulu. And I'm sure the audience have questions, comments, encouragement. And if you want to share your story as well, briefly, you can do that as well, to relate or to even have Zulu answer them. But that will happen after this very, very short break. If you are watching this from home, remember our question of the day is, why do you think people stay in unhealthy, toxic, harmful relationships, even when they know that those relationships are unhealthy for them? So they know, but they stay. Why do you think they do? NTV Kenya on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and X as well. We'll be checking your feedback as well. So we'd love to hear from you. And if you have a story to share as well, here's our email address. You can send your story there and we'll definitely get in touch with you. Right now, though, we need to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Download Odibets app. Unaweza kujishindia hadi 50,000 bob kila siku.
Tired of endless scrolling? Say goodbye to the chaos. Introducing the all-new Business Daily website. Experience seamless navigation. Immerse yourself in a world of more videos and more podcasts. Discover more with our enhanced home pages. Engage like never before with our interactive tools. Join us and elevate your reading experience today. Business Daily. More possibilities.
The next executive director of the foundation will be...
Don't you think it's time for me to hold a more senior role in the company?
I'm appointing you as the new executive director of the foundation.
What?
Me. Alexander Sagrado III is the new executive director of the Sagrado Foundation.
You took everything away from me. Everything away from me. Why don't you just die?
Widow's Well. We are embarking on a groundbreaking journey. A journey to secure the future of the great Maasai Ma Nation. From the vast plains of Kajiado to the heart of Narok, through Nakuru, Baringo, Laikipia, Samburu, and Marsabit counties. One voice, one nation. Let's unite to be counted for our social, economic, and political development. This historic event unfolds in AT Village, Sajiloni, Kajiado County, from sunrise to sunset. The voices of the Ma Nation will rise. Their struggles, their triumphs, their solutions unveiled. Catch it live on NTV on 3rd April 2025 from 2 to 4 p.m.
I was about 7 years old when I left my father's house to look after the cattle. In the evening, on my way home, a snake bit me and it lingered on my leg.
This newly introduced program, the AI, is mainly to identify the snake species that are living in South Sudan. It also helps in identifying the venomous snakes and non-venomous snakes.
This innovation will greatly improve treatment outcomes and reduce fatalities associated with snake bites.
If we manage to create this momentum, this dynamic, I think we could really export it, let's say, to copy-paste it or to adapt it to other countries.
Are you ready?
Lete king'ari nikusetie kifua. Niko na dem, mwenye kuna dem pia. Masa fulani ikifika na wachangamkia. After scene kabaridi sezi nkatulia.
Tunakubali.
Cash crop za Nyandarua ni mawaru.
Only on NTV.
The Trend, brought to you by Betika na Community.
Welcome back to the Elevate Show. We're talking about addicted to toxic relationships, why we stay and how to break free from them, which is the most important bit of this conversation. Understanding where it began, some of the things that unconsciously led us to this point, and now that we're there, how do we get out of that? The question of the day today is, what do you think makes people stay in toxic relationships even when they know that those relationships are unhealthy for them? Engage us on our social media platforms, all of them. It's NTV Kenya. Jane, would you say at some point in all these relationships, probably let's just stick to the second one, you were ever happy? Do you have happy memories? I know you mentioned the quote-unquote love bombing that would happen, but how long would that last?
Let's say like in a month, I would be happy for a week, just for a week. Then the whole cycle begins again, yes.
Okay. Zulu, I'm definitely going to rope you in for this one.
Yes. I want you to understand, Mwikali, that abusive people are very intense. They don't let you have calmness. So they either come very strongly, pouring love, attention, affection to make you hooked onto that. So you begin to think they are not actually a loving person. If only I can get them back there. So when they start abusing you, think this is a mistake. Let me try and calm them. We go back to the loving moments. So the cycle of abuse anchors on the good times being deceived to you, being presented to you as if they are the real times. All right? Yeah. So in the beginning, he treats her like an angel. How can a guy beat a person like you? You are so innocent. But he had already seen she has a very low self-esteem, and she does not know her worth, and she does not have boundaries. The moment you dated, you don't have sexual boundaries. You could hear the language she was using. We moved in. I got pregnant. When you don't have sexual boundaries, people sense that they're going to hypnotize you, because sex is very hypnotizing. You can't think straight about a person you are sleeping with. And he could also tell she does not have a defense, a social. If there was a strong father saying, touch my daughter, my friend, you're going to deal with me. That would change everything. Or if herself, she had that stand saying, my friend, you can't point at me. You can't threaten me. I'd rather be alone. She did not have a happy, peaceful life by her own. So those are the two things he could pick. So it's usually, they come down with a lot of honeymoon, love, and lift you up. You get dopamine addicted to that specialness. And then it's an act, but you think it's the reality. Next, tensions build. They start blaming you. You're not even doing this and that. You're not good enough. You're not appreciating me. Tensions build. Then abuse happens. The abuse is where it stays for a long time. Why would a man beat a woman, kick her, hold a knife, strangle? What is it? That is not normal. I want you to understand what is going on. That's a sadistic out. He needed to get something out. He has a lot of self-loathing that he needs a place to direct it to. People beat you, it's not you they hate. They hate themselves. You are a convenient outlet. You can take it when they take it out on you. No more people can't take it when they love themselves. So he hates himself. He looks for a person who does not love themselves. They take out their self-loathing on a person who does not love themselves. When you love yourself and you try, whenever you see on the road people are throwing middle finger on you, something happens, they're insulting you. It's not you they're insulting. It's a lorry full of garbage, and it is spilling whatever it is full of. You are just a convenient outlet. You are never the cause. So I want you to know she was never the cause of why he was beating her. He has self-loathing. Even if after she left, he does not have a happy life. You'll know it was never you, because even after you leave, the person does not go back to a happy life. Yeah. Yes. And
before I open up, allow me to ask the question before, Sunday. Zulu, my question would be, then how do we get out? What are the steps to getting out? And I love that she said, I have made up my mind, because eventually it is you. Nobody's coming to save you from this situation. You have to make up your mind. But what do I do then to build up after so many years of not knowing, not understanding, or giving access, no boundaries? How do I start the journey of building that back?
Don't wake up and leave. They kept picking her up and she kept going back. Yes. Because we're removing her physically, not psychologically. Next time you have a person you want to help, don't throw bread at them. They will not change. That is not, unless a person is crying to be carried away, maybe they have made up their mind, that will work. But for you to initiate the evacuation, it won't work. And we have all seen that. They frustrate you, because you even exchange insults with the one who's abusing them. Next time you see they are together, they are posting photos. No monkey can put us apart. You know, they repay you badly. If you want to leave Mwikali, start by healing. Start by building your confidence back. This one thing that would have picked Jen out of it the first year. The first year. She spent like many years, like 15 years in that cycle. And her life went away, so much of it. And the pain went in so much. I hope she's healing. She's working on it. But there's a lot of likelihood. After 10 years of abuse, you may never allow love in your life. You may just retreat to safety. You may never allow intimacy and trusting. You may never open to another person. Stop believing second chance is too much. These motivational speakers are really lying to us. There's always second chance. No, your heart can get tired. You can be so beaten up and bruised that you rather, I'm okay. Imagine I'm okay. You may. So the second year, if somebody had appeared and handed her a material that introduced Jen to Jen, she just didn't know herself. If somebody had appeared and talked to her, what life would you have dreamed of? Now that your father and mom separated, how do you think that affected you? You are such an innocent person caught in between. Did you ever love yourself? What makes you happy? What kind of career would you love? If somebody appeared and brought that conversation when she was 19, most likely to have, because you can see she's not a bad girl, she was just lost. Some people stay in abuse because they're enjoying the money of the abuser, or they're also enjoying the drama. Some people have chosen to live chaotic life because that's how they feel alive, okay? Some people feel alive when there's quarreling and kicking. That's drama to them. Now that's wrestling. We are doing WWE. You know, some guys are doing, somebody went around asking people, tell me one toxic thing that turned you on. Allah. So women were saying weird things. When he screamed at me, when he curses me, that looks like live drama, you know, real life wrestling, you know, boxing. I found that exciting, that life. So some people have really chosen real life wrestling, rambling in their families. That was not the life of Jen. She was just a victim. She just needed awakening. We carry the moment you are not sure, because she was not sure that it was abuse, because she has been told you are the one who triggers me. She has been told it's because you don't do this. She has been told it's because you're not woman enough. Look at you, how you did this. Why are you asking me questions? Because you don't know how to be a wife. They first blame you until you accept you're the one who's wrong. The moment you want to change and you want there to be peace in your life, don't start with the abuser. Just know that they are an opportunistic disease to the lack of immunity in your psychological makeup. So deal with the immunity itself. Go and ask, what life would I love? Without the person now. Go to a therapist, sneak to a pastor or priest, whoever. Sometimes you don't have money for these therapists. You don't even know where they are. But most of us know a pastor, a priest, you know. Yeah. Most of us, we have made them our counselors. This time around, go ask, what life would I like? All factors held constant. What did Jen want? Jen wanted a happy, simple life. Jen wanted a house where I can play with my family, go to work, come home. And between me and where I am, what is the difference? Number one, is not this kind of man I want. He is taking advantage of my low self-esteem. Number two, I can start slowly, and society may laugh at me, say, uliondokea ndoa, hii ni ya pili umepoteza, you are not woman enough. No problem, because if I died, because she was almost killed, they would have buried you and eaten your rice and sang songs, and there.
And they move on.
And forget about you. Yeah. Just to tell you, the first step to leave is to heal, is to come back to yourself. When the prodigal son had disappeared, and he wasted his money, he wasted his time, what was the journey that started? He came back to himself. The moment you want to go to repair your life, come back to yourself. Yes.
Absolutely. To become a coffee. Thank you for that, Zulu. Natukangapa nikiwa pia mimi ni therapy session. Do you feel the same? You feel the same. You leave here feeling like a better person. And the floor is now open. Questions to Jane, words of encouragement to Jane, questions to Zulu as well. We'll start with you.
So, good morning, everybody. Mwikali and Zuru, thank you very much for this show. I feel elevated. I don't know how I'm feeling, because I think this show is the best show that I've attended. To my sister Jane, Oboro wako. You didn't know that I'm from the same county with Jane. Oh. And through her story, I think I relate very much with her. Na sio shida kupata mtoto at 19, ama kupata mtu at 19. Shida ni huyu mtu anakupeleka aje. So my story and Jane's story maybe relates in one way or another, but kwa hawa wasichana wadogo hawa mnakuja, please, I'd say it's not even about toxic. It's about having a narcissist. Unajua hawa watu ni wale wanakudrag nyuma, then like Jane has said, anakupatia life mzuri kidogo kidogo, and then all of a sudden anakupiga. I was even telling her, next time anataka ladies in this show, mnataka ladies in this show. I feel there are so many ladies who are lost in this toxic thing. unasema ni mapenzi lakini you are so lost. Haujui ni mapenzi ama ni kupendwa ama ni wewe upendi venye unataka kupendwa ama ni mkupendi hakupendi venye unataka. I don't know, hata sijaelewa mpaka waleo, cause I'm a person who shares a lot na unapata that life of, I was doing some calculation. I have a 20-year-old girl na nikifanya hesabu with the girlfriends I have, unapata mtu alipata mtoto at a very tender age, that age of 19, 20, and it's at that time you feel lost. Like umekuja umepatana na mtu amekupatia mimba, umezaa, umekosana na yeye, umerudi kwenu, umekuja hapa mzazi amekwambia hapana usiende sijui wa marafiki, all of a sudden venye anasema unaonekana na yeye pamoja mkihave a walk, and then all of a sudden umerudi.
Yes.
Kurudi hivi within 1-2 years kengine kakondani, you know, itakuwa ni cycle, and if you don't understand yourself like Zuru has said,
yes,
utajipata umepata watoto 6 at the age of 25, and it becomes even more toxic because sasa huyu jamaa anaona huyu ni mama, ni msichana, ni mtoto, amenipatia watoto, atapotea.
Yeah.
So to the young ladies and the gentlemen we have, Aki, you handle ladies with care. To the men, mtupatie tu ako kalav na hakuna kuchapa. I've had a friend who she was a good friend of mine, yes, and I used to visit her. Yeah. Lakini huyu jamaa wake, he was yule umekuja leo, one day I had to go, amepigwa vibaya sana on a Christmas day, sitawahi sahau. Alipigwa on 24th night, tukiraukia 25th aliamkia hospitali.
Wow.
So this girl amekuja ako hospitali, then the guy now comes to us anatuambia, "Aki, you know what? My girlfriend is in hospital." Nikamuuliza what happened? Ati hapana, alitrip akaanguka and she was pregnant, you know. Ooh. But I knew this guy is so toxic, like
violent.
Very violent. Kitu tu kidogo hivi akupatie 20 bob akwambie ununue kitu ya 15 bob, useme if 5 bob imebaki naweza kula biscuit, you are in for a beating.
Okay.
So that day alimpiga, and then he came and told me, Mama Wambo, my name, my friend is in hospital, nataka unisaidie. Kamuza, what happened? So akanipatia hiyo story. Na kamuza, hukumchapa like you always do? Hapana. So mimi nikapika uji, nikapika food, nikaenda hosi. Now going to my girlfriend, hata hakuwa anajielewa. She was already unconscious. So she was under drip and all that. Kuamka ananiambia mimi hata mimba karibu ito, madaktari wanasema karibu mimba ingetoka. The moment alitoka hospitali, aliniambia shika hii pesa, enda ununue kuku, pikia baby girl supu ya kuku, na msikure, it's hers and hers alone, you know. And then all of a sudden wameenda nyumbani, kidogo ndio hawa wamepigana, kijana. So wacha tujue ni mapenzi tunataka ama ni ile Zuri wamesema kutafuta kupenda mtu sababu ya ile kitu wako nayo, lakini hata wengine unaweza pata hata hawana kitu, lakini maybe it's the looks, I don't know.
Young girls, chukweni muda mujile.
That's true.
Mukifuatana na wanaume mimi msinilete hizo puzi, but I don't discuss these cases. I don't talk about it. You're just committing suicide. Yeah. You're 18 and you're removing legs for a man. You're being beaten, pregnant, go to hospital back. My friend, you and the devil are really working hard to finish your life. I'm not joining that madness. You can grow until you're 25, grow yourself, find life, control your emotions, find health, find church, find community, find mentorship, or follow the devils, get killed. Don't explain it to me. Thank you.
Okay. Point ni tujijue. The next question.
I'm Bosco Boss.
Bosco Boss.
Yes.
Okay, yes. All right.
Mine is just a simple question. I will wish to know at least utupe your transition period from a toxic relationship or a narcissist to that period unataka kusettle in with another person. Or at what age are we mature enough to understand that this person might be maybe toxic or a narcissist? Because now someone cannot be a toxic during dating time, not unless now you settle in or you are married. Yes.
I love the question. How old are you, my brother, if you don't know me asking?
I'm 26 years old.
You are talking at the right time? And I hope you're still in the Kujilea season. So for men, this is what I recommend. For men, do late 20s to 30s. When you are closely mentored by a father figure, by a dad for 10 years, prior from 15 to 25, a man can mature with close mentorship by a man. I hope that this generation, the ones we are mentoring, they don't have to take a lot of time because they are wanajilea. You know, they don't know life. But current situation in Africa, Mwikali, and the lack of wisdom, lack of guidance, distant fathers, confusing society, predatory culture trying to confuse men. What men are advertised to is alcohol. Come drink at the table of men. It's about drinking that makes you a man, you know? It's about flexing, to flex the woman, to flex things. It's no longer wisdom and maturation. So I recommend my brother that, Bosco, if you work with 28 and above, from now you're 26, take another 2 years. That's what I recommend. Get deep into learning. Attend this kind of shows, buy books, go to therapy, go to coaches, get your money right, get your space, learn to control your feelings without kunyonga monkey, without doing weird things to your sexual energy. Learn to manage yourself. Learn not to send a 2K agent to because that's how women katia us. Ntumie 2K agent kujia. Akikujia, the transaction is complete, isn't it? Yes. Bluetooth is successfully connected. Women don't talk directly. They say, haki nimekwama nikwamue pitia na anapitia. That's how it happens, you know? So, bro, put your small money together, buy chicken, do your own things, build your own house. Bro, Bosco, I'm sure you have seen how your self-esteem shoots up when you can take 6 months in control of yourself. 6 months. Women like you. The more you don't go after them, the more they come after you because you have value, isn't it? You have self-control. Take time and do that. When you come time to marry, you have asked me, how do I know people are toxic? You can know people are toxic even during dating when you have learned yourself and you learned the world. People don't know self-knowledge. They don't know self-growth. That's why they don't recognize narcissists. You will read books, bro. For example, I've written many books myself, trying to educate people, but who reads? We don't even read. We just want to. I fall in love. I found a guy. Instagram. It's not about. So take time to learn yourself, to get the knowledge, to get the language. When it comes time to marrying, and you have taken like 5 years, I usually take it, call it mandatory intermediary singleness season, MISS. When you take like 5 years alone, learning the world, studying books, utakuwa na sniff toxicity 1 kilometer away. You'll be sensing it on a text. Unaona tu vibe ya ule madam ametype, una block. Unaona tu vile amepost nyuma ndio inaangalia kamera, una block. Unaangalia tu vile anaongea, ana love react. All the men on social media, una block. You'll be sensing it from very far. So that who you become is what you attract. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So become the healthy, enlightened person. You're too busy and how to choose.
Absolutely. Yes, you have a question?
Hi, everyone. Hi. My name is Johnston Imbote, aka Kijana Sakaja from Kasarani. First of all, Benjamin Zulu, thank you so much. You are the most person, you and Rukibe, yes. You are the most people I follow. I'm your great fan.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. In regards to Jane's story, first of all, it's very unfortunate and I'm very much sorry for that. And I hope we are healing or we have healed through that initiative I've gone through. And I'm really sorry and I feel so bad. As a man, I feel so bad because I was raised by a woman. I have sisters. I wouldn't like to hear my sister telling such a story. Yeah, I wouldn't like. So I'm so much heartened, but I'm sorry on his behalf. Yeah, thank you. And my advice will be, goes as this, to my fellow young people, or to my fellow young Kenyans. If you are in a toxic relationship or a toxic marriage, you just pack your things and walk out. Just go. There's no need of staying in a toxic relationship or toxic environment just because of marriage, or you're fearing to walk out because the society, there's these societal norms. Oh, if you walk out, the society will judge you or what, you ran out of your mind. Yeah, let them judge you, but you know the reason why you walked out. Benjamin Zulu has said that's a death trap. Yeah, you just walk up. Yeah, very toxic relationship is not good. If you see any types or if we are in a type of toxic relationship, you just walk.
Question yangu inaenda directly to Benjamin Zulu. Benjamin, how will you help someone especially because right now I know we are talking about the girl child, but I also feel because I'm a man, I've been alone for the last 27 years. No mama, no papa. Raised by other family members who I currently call my family. How will you help a man that mwenye amepitia that situation to the point that anajaribu kutafuta love, but ye love akipata inakuwa toxic kwake pia? Because it is a two-way traffic. We say 90% we know it is the female who wanakuanga affected, but in real sense, there are some men who do not want to talk, but in real sense, they are going through the same situation. Dr. Miles anasemanga that eagle test before they trust. How will you test if a lady is good to you or if a man is good to you, yet mbele yako anajionyesha yeye ni keki mzuri, huku katikati anaonyesha who is? Ukikuwa na mabeshte zake, juu pia tumedanganywa, kuna wenye wanasema ukweli that if you want to know a man or if you want to know a lady, use his friends. Know how he talks to his friends. Know how he speaks to his friend. Know how he reacts with his friend. Unapata ikuwa na mabeshte pia, the same way anakutreat huku ndo pia anatreat mabeshte. But mkiwa tu pamoja kwa closed room, the devil himself anajitokeza. Because I was once bitten, twice shy. Right now I've never dated for the last since 2021 mpaka leo. Yeah.
Okay, the boy who's only 27 has not dated since 2021. You know, the language of this generation.
Na iko hapa kila Wednesday, kila tano kutoka nikiwa 18.
You are still very young. You are not supposed to be dating that time. That's why you are beaten. So, actually, this is the time now you are coming close now. Actually, you are attending the right shows. I think that biting did you well, eh? Yeah. Because you are showing up at the right place. So, to answer your question, bro, how do you know? Because people fake. When they're in front of us, they act like an angel. And after you sign contracts, they become the devil. I was in a barber shop, and there was a salon next. They were preparing a bride for tomorrow's wedding. And then I could hear the conversation. They asked her, Betty, wewe tuambie ukweli, tumetoa wapi, tunakujua. You know, so it's true. They are honest with their friends. Yeah. Wanamjua unatoa mic, mse yako clean hivi wapi? Ulifanya you give men what they expect. After umesign my contracts, utatoa true colors. Kwani iko nini? So it's true, they pretend, and they even tell their friends. Hata warafiki na mwekali sasa wewe na huyu ni nini ni juju ama. Yeah. So it's true, they tell their friends. But I pitied the guy because, brother, the first thing you're going to do is women who have nothing to offer you will first offer you sex. Remember that. Women who have nothing to offer you will usually offer you to hypnotize you. After you taste a woman's cake, because you are a deep man. We may say a few men, but let me tell you, all gentlemen are vulnerable because they love sincerely. They have feelings, they have a heart, they care, they're honest. Gentlemen are as vulnerable as anyone because they love sincerely. Remember that. A gentleman needs to get a child with the wrong woman and he will die trying to go for that child. A gentleman needs to love the wrong woman and he will be tortured until he has kidney failure, liver failure, and he's only that age. He's only that depression, stress. So we are as vulnerable as anybody else because we care, bro. So my solution for you is this. I don't know how many books you have read so far about women, character analysis, relationships, dynamics. It's a whole curriculum. It takes like 4 years or so to master human psychology, love. I have written 9 of them, for example. I don't know many out of the 9 you have. Or you mentioned Miles Munro. I was happy because Miles Munro has also written books like Waiting and Dating, The Power and Purpose of a Man. If you're consuming materials after like 4 years, it takes you like 5 years to train as a lawyer or 4 years to become a banker. Before then, you don't understand it, isn't it? So you can't say, I'm a Form 4 leaver, give me the secret to become a banker. I want to go to the bank tomorrow and start working. That's not how it works. Don't marry like that. Take time to learn. Read the books. Immerse yourself. It's a deep knowledge because humans are always trying to pretend. But once you understand it, you know which question to poke. So one secret, next time we're going to discuss how to really read the backside of a woman. Because they present a very good front, angelic front. One way is to ambush her home without makeup and without her preparing for you to come. Just, niko around, then beba ka shopping, shika alafu uchungulia ndani. utapata mtu ujui kama ndiye huyu. Then you get a house, anaishi na micro comrades, cockroaches, rats, unakutana na sufuria kwa mlango, but wakati anakutana na wewe ako perfectly made up. That's one thing. The other thing is social media. Kabla utoke, scroll 2 years back, unapata na post huko maalcohol ama mamadness huko ama ametagiwa huko anaitana nini. So bro, there's a way to check a backside kuliko hii ana present. It's good that we dress up when we are meeting up, but after we marry we not be dressing up will be our reality. So there's a way to check when you have the right knowledge. Take time to study, immerse yourself in learning. Actually, the best thing for a young man is to prepare himself to be a prince by taking a period of preparation. Yes.
Thank you for that. And on that note, we've come to the end of the show. But Jane, I'd like to give you an opportunity to probably share a message of encouragement or any message for anyone who probably is trapped or is going through the journey, and they're feeling like there is no way out of a situation like one that you were in.
One thing I came to learn is there's always a way. Yeah, there always be a way. Just that I think we blind ourselves with so much. At the same time, I think one thing that I got that helped me most is the support system that I had from my family, friends. I have so very good friends, and then my family stood with me. Hata nikiwape mgongo, they would still pull me, you know, leta uso huko. So one thing, one is to the families, support kama ni your daughters or your son. You see, GBV is not about women only. Siku hizi iko mpaka wanaume pia wanaonwa war. Kweli, si ndio? So support them. One thing, at the same time, get someone you can trust, someone you can confide in. Not everyone. And that sometimes mi usema hivi, vile unasema eti usiende ukiambia kila mtu eti wataanza kuongea. As long as umeiongea wewe imekutoka, wewe wacha waende wakiongea, hiyo ni mzigo umewapea. So make sure you talk about whatever it is that is pulling you down. Ongea. Na mahali pote pako na vita, kindly walk out. The moment it starts, haitaisha. It might take ataeza anza leo akae mwaka mzima, but trust you me, it will happen, and next time when it happens inakujanga ikiwa mbaya. So I think I would ile to just walk out. Okay. Yeah, walk out and get someone you can trust to share with, and if you need, look for the support system. Hivyo Zulu amesema church, friends, right friends, that is. Okay. Yeah, because I had one mwenye aliniuliza nimetoka aje nikaacha all that. Naachia akina nani all that.
Umewaachia akina nani?
Exactly. So
okay.
Right friends for me.
All right.
Thank you. Still if anyone can always reach out to me. Mimi uongea.
How can they reach out? Are you on social media?
Yes, I'm on Facebook. Jane Wachira on Facebook, yeah. Okay. I'm active, I think, on Facebook. Okay. More active. Uko ndio tunasomanga mambo ya Zulu.
Zulu, your parting short words of wisdom, yeah.
Just to say, if you don't know what you want, people will use you for what they want. Yes. Some want a punching bag, some want ATM card, some want somebody to sleep with, box here, use for social image that they have a family. Some want a generator for babies. So decide early what you want before the world uses you for what they want. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause. And Jane as well. Thank you so much, Zulu. Thank you, Jane, for sharing today. And my amazing audience, asanteni pia, for asking very good questions. Thank you, Karibuin, for hosting us today. And for you watching at home, thank you for engaging us on socials every single week and for sharing your stories with us. This is our email address. It's on your screen right now. Jot it down and share your story with us so we can have you on the show and you can use your story to encourage other people as well. Asanteni sana from me, Mwikali Mary, and Benjamin Zulu. It's adios.